What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the SNA podcast for the latest edition, I should say, of Monday Night Raw, and that's the premiere show on Netflix. And man, they did an excellent job on the show. Like, I probably haven't seen a show like this exciting in years, and WWE successfully executed such a successful show, like with a bunch of legends like making a return, even though we haven't got one specific return that was out of the multiples, like maybe a couple of them, like given that it was supposed to be Stone Cold Steve Austin that was in the list, but it was like a less likely that he's gonna anyways. But the other one, it seemed like they're probably if this wrestler is going to return, it's going to be in the later night. And also, we still got some teasers of the debut of the former other company's tag team champions, which he could be in a match with somebody on Raw, like as a mystery opponent, which I'm gonna get into in just a moment. Which January 13th could be that day. And secondly, we had some really great matches, including the opener and the main event. Let's just say they both get the #1 golden trophy of the night. But it's where we finally got justice been served on the championship match, and then it's where we got some very shocking twist of who won the match, and also like the two of them, and we also got an appearance of the top two, let's say guys that said to make the return to 2025, and one of them is the final boss himself, and the second one is the one that's going to be retiring in December of 2025. And you already know who I'm referring to. And speaking of the final boss, where things got started off with the final boss himself, The Rock. But this is where they showed of the new era of WWE, like with them showing like over 30 years, I should say 32 to be the exact years of them, and even WrestleManias from like over the past 40 years of its existence, because we got the 41st annual event of the Showcase of the Immortals. This is where then they showed the likes of The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and other wrestlers on the list. But it's where after they showed this little vignette, this is where we got what was it? It was Triple H that was in the building of the N2 Dome in Los Angeles, California, which that's where the Netflix show took place. It's where Triple H then welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw. It's where he's like, to the new era of the premiere of Netflix, and man, it felt like a premium live event, or a pay-per-view kind of vibes, like when watching the show. And I'm not sure if it's gonna be a one-off or this is gonna be like this more often, but it was kind of similar with NXT when they made their debut and premiere on the CW. It kind of had that feeling, but it's where Triple H asked the N2 Dome crowd that are they ready, like if he's still D-Generation X. This is where it's welcome to Monday Night Raw, like welcoming him, and then it is where welcome to the streaming giant, which is Netflix. Welcome to Netflix, and this is my third time making a Netflix review video on a sports event, but this time it's wrestling with Monday Night Raw, and I guess I played my cards right, because I said I was confident that if the Chiefs game and the Ravens game was going to be really good, then it's not gonna and it's not what they call, if it's not gonna glitch out like it did in the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight, which I'm not trying to sound negative, but like that. But let's say this was the best broadcast I've ever seen. But it's where we saw the final boss with his People's Championship belt that was given to Muhammad Ali's widow. It's where he came out. It's where it looked like a baby face when he cut a promo after he did a very special introduction. It's where fans are saying, "Oh my God, it's him, the final boss, the People's Champion, The Rock." It's where The Rock shook hands both Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. He was like, "Yeah, I love you guys." But it's where he gave his People's Champion Brahma Bull custom belt to his daughters, which they're right beside their grandmother, which is also The Rock's mother, and then his brother, their uncle. This is where The Rock went right into the ring. This is where we saw Rock that went right up in the onto the in the middle of the ring after doing this pose like this, like he was like, finally with this very cool Hollywood shades on, and yeah, he did a little announcement of who won an award from the Oscars last night, which I haven't really watched it because I was too busy watching both Wrestle Dynasty and Sunday Night Football, so I didn't got a chance to look at that into it. But yeah, I only heard it from on the internet. That's all he did. Like and even after the show, like he did confirmed that he will be on tonight's Raw, and that's exactly what he did. It's where and like finally, The Rock has come back on Raw, Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Is where he's like in years ago, like that. And this is where I heard a fan like shouted something, which I couldn't tell what he said, but he's like, "Yeah, I hear you, man." Like this is where fans are like, "Yay!" Like he's hearing this. This is where The Rock's like, as I say, like years ago, like since I was a little pebble, like yeah, considering the Rock jokes. That's where he's like I used to travel in these parts like with my dad when he was wrestling. But yeah, now he's in heaven right now, watching over me, and I believe he's very proud of me and everybody in this building tonight. This is where it is. Fans are cheering. Then he said his name, Rocky Johnson, and yeah, I would say like I want to give my condolences, even though he sadly passed away back in 2017, which was like 8 years ago. But I still want to give it to him anyways. Like, and I suggest you assassinators do the same. Like, if you haven't got a chance to do it. But this is where we got Dwayne The Rock Johnson that came up. Like, yeah, and then back in the day, like it's either you watch it at home on TV or buy a ticket. But this is where it's like if you even if you're not buying a ticket nowadays, like it's a totally different story when it comes to you watching it at home. Like because yeah, considering nowadays that you can watch it on the streaming service now on Netflix, which I'm gonna get a chance to watch, and I'm gonna be very happy to do this. This is where The Rock just said like, but right now, like around the world, you're watching this on Netflix, like, and it's where fans start cheering, like, yeah, like, tell us some more of Rocky. And this is where The Rock's like, oh, by the way, like, it'll take a moment to say, like, that tonight, here in Los Angeles, California, like, in the Intro Dome, live on Netflix, where we make history, like, this tonight is the largest arena gate, like, in the history of the WWE itself. Like, I always say, congratulations to the company. This is where fans are cheering, like, yeah, you can say that again about 1 billion times, and it's still going to be more exciting than it was originally been said. This is what The Rock's like, but which means, which I should say, and this is where he actually did say, finally, The Rock has come back. This is where the fans, and it's like, and finally, WWE is now on Netflix. And he's like, and man, like I'm saying this very loud, but it's the special night. And I would say, no, and it's where and this was like, and not only that, like The Rock has finally come back to Los Angeles, California. This is where the Los Angeles crowd would start cheering him on. This was like on the show on the road, like in there. It is what it's like, and if you think about first, like the great part, like you gotta have the like, and not only love like the Rock not only loves WWE, like and also professional wrestling all together overall. Like, and you see the bigger picture, and then that partner is Netflix now, like, and it is where they start. And it's where we start pointing out the producers like on Netflix and stuff that's helped that's helped putting the show together. Like this is where he pointed out up on the very top, like, and this is where it was the whole family. This is where and it's where then he's like, you better not what he said, like he told him something like he promised what he's going to he told this producer. That's where that he referenced the time where it was what they call Mike Tyson taking on Jake Paul fight. It's where he's like, if I ever see myself glitching on the replay of the show, I'm gonna go Squid Games on your candy ass. And I started dying with laughter. I was like, goofy wrestling of the night. And also, I was like, luckily this wasn't the case because like it was all perfect, and I gotta give kudos to that producer, like. And that's where the Rock that continues saying like there's a man like who the Rock like has more blood with. It's where it's like it's the one man that there's his blood and then he's also my body blood and they're willing to do it again. And then I believe he was referencing the time like revisiting this feud with the guy that's currently holding the WWE title, which he was also in attendance as well. But this is where The Rock admitted, like, going out of character, saying like he's the guy that been carrying this company on his back for a whole year now as the top prize of this very company. He's like, he has an amazing job, like, and that man is not other than the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. He thanked him and called him a brother. This is where Cody Rhodes like, yeah, I appreciate that. That means so much to me. This is where he nodded his head. This is where he got his name brought up on the Titantron that said the current undisputed WWE champion. Cody. And it's where then he took poke fun at him about his mother, Mama Rhodes. It's where Cody Rhodes about it. It's where fans are chanting Cody, like, Cody, and it's where the Rock's like, yeah, like, you Cody crybabies never get old. This was like, and one more thing, when he talk about this where it's like, and tell Mama Rhodes I said hello. And this where Cody Rhodes would not stop laughing. This where The Rock on him like general like, it's gonna be Solo versus Roman, and The Rock's gonna be watching that, like, and he's gonna watch this proudly because it. Because now me being the high chief, I'm gonna be watching, like, and he's like, and I'm carrying that pride, and I'm gonna carry that pride with much respect, and as my mom sitting in front of you, I'm gonna keep the spirit alive of such a title. This is where he's like, and it's where but I guess my time is up now. Like, let's get the show on the road here on Netflix. And I'm gonna say this before I leave: if you're some man, with his iconic catchphrase, which he paused first with the fans say, but it's where it took him like probably exactly 5 straight minutes for him to say the phrase, say, "What The Rock is cooking," and this is where then The Rock then managed to leave, but not only that, but he also shook hands to the fans, high fived them, and then to the commentators again, then his family members as well. Now sitting in front row, and he gave a handshake and a hug to Cody Rhodes. I'm pretty shocked. And I'm like, I guess he was just doing this for a one-off, but. Somebody say now, like, they're going to be worried that he's not going to be fighting him at WrestleMania. Given that this was the debut show on season premiere, thought he might give something heartwarming for the fans. But that's what exactly he did. And I think we still be seeing Cody versus Rock this season in Mania. And unfortunately, we probably will be seeing Roman versus Solo the next year. But at least we'll know that he's going to be he's going to be competing in this dream match, but we're just going to have to wait for another 365 days after this showcase event. But do you still think Cody is going to be still facing The Rock, or what's your opinions on this matter? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But this is where we got one of the number one best matches of the night, and this was very entertaining, and I think they did a very great job executing this. But even the bloodline getting involved, which I thought like the tribal combat don't allow any interferences, but I guess the rules have changed. But either way, don't matter. It had me entertained, and this is why it's getting the golden trophy of the night. I was pinches away from giving it the platinum trophy, but since like the main event was very good, like I settled for a tie with them getting each a golden trophy of the night. Like, it was so good, even my own sister was watching this too. She was cracking up because she'd be watching sometimes like me watching Solo and him pretending to be Roman Reigns, of him being the head of the table and the new tribal chief and whatnot. But this is where he still had the Ulafala on. This is where we got Roman Reigns then came out, like, because he had his match against the cousin that's trying to replace him. And this is where then we got Paul Heyman came out with him. This is where we got what's his name? This is where we got the match starts where Alicia Taylor made the announcement once they were in the ring, but this is where Paul Heyman was like no, like I want to do but first I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the wise man of the reigning and defending undisputed head of the table and their OTC Roman Reigns, which no one could have said it better themselves, because Paul Heyman is just an iconic legendary manager in not only in in modern day wrestling, or even in the old school days, like in his beginning, like in his rookie times as the manager, but also like overall in his whole entire career and for his whole existence of being a wrestling manager. He just so iconic, I say, as the wise man or the advocate. He's just extremely, I'll say, what's that word? I'll say extremely fantastic. And I don't really usually like give these compliments to him, but I have to say, like he does bring some intrigue when it comes to when he's in his role, like being the manager of any wrestler, whether if it's Paul Heyman. I mean, he is Paul. I mean, whether if it's Brock Lesnar or CM Punk or even the OTC himself, Roman Reigns. But let's get into the matches where like things get started with. Both men were just grappling. This where it was starting to be like a low key like pay per view marked match. This is where a marquee match. Let me rephrase that. A pay per view marquee match is where they start grappling. This is where we got Roman Reigns was struggling at first, but I get sent right to the bottom right side and the bottom left corner side. This is where the Roman Reigns that would not let Solo win. This is where fans was chanting OTC because they would rather have him yes, beat Solo Sikoa, where we got Roman Reigns nearly have Solo right to the right side, but he's like, they have a better idea. He throws him right to the right side. This is where then we got Roman Reigns came back in the ring. I also forgot to tell you, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are back, which I already told you that they shook The Rock's hands, which is the cousin of both Solo and Roman Reigns. But this is where we got Roman Reigns through Solo Sikoa right into the back first, right onto the ring apron, the bottom course. But he ends up getting hit right in the back of his head, right onto the ring post. This is where we got Solo then grab onto Roman Reigns. This is where then he throws him right on the announce table, bangs him right to the head, right to the right side. It's where he throws Roman Reigns right back in the ring. This is where Solo then follows him right back in it. This is where that's where fans, the eaters, are chanting like "Flub you Solo" or "Fudge on sweet and chocolate kiwi kill Solo," and it was not censored. It was like exactly like a pay per view, but it's a weekly show, which is gonna be like for the next weeks to come. Like yeah, and then streaming service showed that they're gonna they were promised along with Triple H that everything's gonna be uncensored. And I totally forgot that The Rock meant that told a fan that said something like it's like this like it said something about bull sugar honey iced tea, and I was like, wow, like he just really just say that like without being censored, like and like imagine what he was saying next, like when the next time he's on Monday Night Raw. That's a different story for a different day. But this is where Roman Reigns made a comeback in a flying clothesline out of a reversal by ducking out of Solo's rope bound maneuver, went to the right side, did so, and this is where he got him right to the upper right corner side, hit him with 10 straight clotheslines right to the. This is where Michael Cole just start naming like all the wrestlers that Roman Reigns beaten with, from the likes of what's his name, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, even Edge, which he's now known as Cope in the other company, and even what's his name, and John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and even Cody Rhodes. But this is where we got them starting some strikes right into each other until Roman Reigns came back, barked back, hit a big boot right into Solo's face. Roman Reigns just started, gave a huge smile, like, hey. He was like, yeah, like not so intimidating now, huh? And this is where we got him trying to collect Solo, but Solo grabbed onto Roman Reigns, which it was a elaborate trick, and it's where he spin him around, hits him with the spinning Solo right on the alley announce table. I'm like, he did not just actually did this, and this is where the Solo's like, yeah, I'm the new tribal chief now. This is where he's like, you got no choice but to acknowledge me. That's where we got Solo Sikoa to grab on the sim of the steel steps, which he started beating the hell out of him for I don't know what reason. And I was like, I feel sorry for poor Simba to be abused by this tribal chief wannabe. But this is where Solo grab onto it right by his sides, like, and this is where he tried to throw it right into the face of Roman Reigns. He ends up hitting him right in the face, like square in the face, like boom, and driving poor Roman right into the face, right down to the ground. It's where Solo then sit onto the step that he just hit him with. It's where he managed to bring him back in the ring after the powerful force and all the professional wrestling came on. And yes, sir, man, there were some commercial breaks right onto on Netflix, just like the Chiefs versus Steelers game and the Baltimore Ravens against the Houston Texans game. Like, I guess they're trying to give it that like TV, like a TV vibe, I guess you could say, with this live broadcast to make it feel like if they haven't left the channel of USA. But this is where we got Solo Sikoa grab onto a steel chair. This is where then Solo Sikoa was about to whack Roman right square into the back with the chair. This is where Roman Reigns turned around right in time. But this is where, but he still get hit right in the midsection with it making it obvious. This is where he hits him back first right in Roman that made him did like probably a 90 right in the side of the air. This is where Solo goes like, this is your OTC. Like more likely to more likely the OTC of the old tribal chief, and he's never gonna come back as the tribal chief again because I'm your tribal chief. You have no choice but to call me the NTC. And this is where fans are like not, and this is where he started putting his fingers up in the air. Fans were livid when he started mocking Roman Reigns when he did this. Like, boo! Like, we don't want none of that bull sugar honey iced tea. And this is where then. So it's like, you're going to regret saying that, and you're going to be doing that when you acknowledge me. And this is where he started hitting some more right hands on the Roman Reigns, right to the bottom, right. This is where it's like, I gave you everything that you wanted, Roman. You understand me? And I love you, cuz. Like, I always worship you and acknowledge you. Like, now it's time to return the favor and do the same for me. And this is where then he wrapped that same chair you start annihilating poor Roman with right around his neck. And I was like, uh-oh, like it's like he did that Matthew guy that's no longer in this company that went to Major League. This is where it was Solo trying to go for a running hip attack. Luckily, Roman Reigns moved right away, right in time. That's where Roman Reigns started giving him a taste of his own medicine, like by hitting him with that same steel chair that he was getting whacked on and got that was around his neck as well. That's where he hits him, had Solo in the gut. That's where fans start chanting OTC when he started doing that. That's where he started getting some just to start slamming it right to his back, like whacking after whacking. And this is where he then puts the chair right underneath him, like in his face, and starts slamming it right to his face, trying to give him give him what he's been doing to him at first, where Roman Reigns nearly did the concerto, trying to take a page out of his former rival's playbook that's now no longer in the other company. It's where he's like, nah, like I don't think so. And some might think that Ahmed is taking a shot over at the other company, which I don't even give a sugar honey iced tea about. It's where he's like, and besides, fans just want the tables, but this is where it's like, but it's where like it's about. But this is where it's like, psych, like, nah, I'm just kidding. Like, you know what? I'm just going to hit this. Before I get the y'all's favorite weapon, I'm just going to hit the concerto anyway. And before I can even land the chair onto Solo, this is where we got the new tribal chief, or so-called tribal chief, whatever you want to call him, STC or NTC. This is where he moves right out of the way. This is where Roman Reigns slammed the chair. No Solo home, unfortunately. This is where we got Roman Reigns trying to pick up a Solo anyway, but he ends up getting low blowed. This was perfectly legal because this was the tribal combat match, which means it's a no disqualification, which anything goes, no rules. With Solo hitting another spinning Solo, he must have found a double whammy card right underneath that same particular chair that he slammed Roman with, because he did it yet again. Somebody better call Britney Spears. But this is where once you try to go for a pin, Roman ended up kicking out at 2.99999999999 double triple nine minus 0.1 away from being 3. But despite getting hit with that chair, I was like, man, if it was somebody else like an enhancement talent or anybody in the mid-card division on WWE, they would not get back up from that. But Roman Reigns, he's a different breed. He's a main event level player. Like, none we got. But that's where Solo's going to start going back trying to hit him with chairs again, like he was doing earlier, like before Roman started coming back. That's where Solo's like, yeah, I have a better idea. I got something better in mind. This is where fans are continuing to chant OTC, and yeah, WWE doing a very successful job making Solo a great heel. That's where the Solo Sikoa's like, oh, I see what y'all want. This is where the Solo Sikoa grabs onto a table. This is where the fans like, yeah. This is where the Solo's like, this is what you want. But this is where the fans start chanting, you still suck. You still suck. Yeah, which he does. But this is where he was taking forever because because Stone Cold was taking too darn long, like having a conversation with the fans. He totally forgot he was in the match, and this is where he gets drive-by dropkick by the OTC. This is where Roman Reigns, like he totally forgot that he was in this match against me. That's where Roman then rolled right into the right side. And it's our fans started saying, OTC, give us what you want. This is Roman Reigns, like, this is what you want? Like, because, like, you already know I'm the head of the table. I'm going to bring you a table, like, in this ring. It's where fans are chanting it because it is the favorite weapon in all of professional wrestling, I guess you could say, especially when it comes to no DQ matches. Like, ever since the Dudley Boys started using tables as their like finisher, I guess you'd say, when Bubba like asking Devon to get the tables when Devon say testify. And this is where we got Roman was about to testify on Solo, but he ends up getting caught out of nowhere with a kendo stick right across his face with Solo. Boom! And that's where he fell right back into Solo's like right in the kisser. More likely right in the seer, like because it looked like he hit him almost near the seat at one of the seeing devices, which I believe it was in the left side particular. That's where Solo whacks him right into the back. He hit him right to the midsection, like boom, boom. And that's where the Solo's like this is your tribal chief, Paul. Well, not for long because you're gonna be my new wise man, and you're gonna be giving me that Ulafala. You're gonna finally acknowledge me along with Roman as your tribal chief now. Here's where the Solo Sikoa start rubbing kid. That's when he started rubbing the kendo stick right into the face of Roman Reigns. That's where he started begging to acknowledge him. Like he's like, and he loved him. And that's why I was like, why you're asking to acknowledge him now? Like when you're still in the match, like just because you're in the lead right now in offense, like does not mean that you won the match already. So why you're like the only way you get to make him do that if you win, but this is where the Roman Reigns did not take yielding and quitting early as an answer. He pushes the what's called the kendo stick, like if there's that bench press bar like that you would do, like if he was lifting up like probably like 200 pounds worth of weights like onto the bench press. Like this is where he lifted right off a Solo, picks up his cousin. This is where he hits. That's where he hits the last ride version of his powerbomb maneuver, right when he got off the corner of the upper right side. Like if there's three Shield brothers are still with him, that with one of them being his imaginary friend that's now been brainwashed by his hometown of that worst city of the United States, and the other company with him being the current world champion of that said promotion, like which he keeps in the briefcase, which is very weird. And the other one's going to be facing CM Punk later, or Chick Magnet Punk, whatever you want to call him. But Roman Reigns probably would have gotten away with this sooner if it wasn't for that meddling right-hand man of the wannabe tribal chief, which was Tama Tonga that pulled out the referee. That's where Roman Reigns like, you did not just do that. That's where the son of Haku that turned into his cousin Solo, like for pulling out the referee and trying to cost Roman the match, just like how Solo did the Drew. That's where Roman Reigns like, yeah, you messed with the wrong guy. But that's where once he turned around, that's where he gets hit with a right uppercut by the Samoan werewolf, his cousin Jacob Fatu. That's where Jacob then picks up Roman Reigns, hit a impaling DDT right onto the OTC. This is where the Fatu was like, who wants to see me go diving? This is where he did pulled him right into the middle and right towards the upper left side, or upper right side actually. That's where he hit that triple dip moonsault Majiggy right onto the OTC. He started wiggling like, ah! Like, they don't call me the werewolf for nothing. This is where Soul Sikoa got back up all thanks to his cousin, the man that did the moonsault onto their other cousin, Roman. This is where we got, what's his name? Think he can retain the Ulafala, even though that wasn't his in the first place. When he hits the Samoan Spike, this is where it looked like that there was no hope for Roman Reigns at this point. But this is where once the referee counted one, referee counted two. This is where Roman Reigns, of all time, gets the right shoulder up before the referee can even hit the three. And it's where the Jacob Fatu and Solo couldn't believe it. It's their fans like, you cannot break the spirit of the OTC while they were chanting this nickname. While Paul Heyman's like, thank you, my tribal chief. Like, thank you. Yeah, I knew that you could do it. I knew you could persevere. This is where Jacob Fatu was blaming the referee. And he was like, bro, you have a problem with us? This is where Solo was like, Like, no. Like, we need the referee because, like, he's the only way that we can win and we can remain as the bloodline. Unlike these two, no, these two used to be cool rejects. But it's where that Solo psyched the referee by spiking him, and that rhymes, so it must be true. This where then we got Solo, like he hit the spike. This where he knocks down the referee. I was like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, like that's the. That's where that's where me and Michael Cole was agreeing by saying, like, "What the hell's wrong with you, Solo? Like, you realize that he's the man that counts your pinfalls. Like, and that guy was just doing his job. Like, he was not trying to favoritize onto Roman Reigns. But this is where we got Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga picks up Roman Reigns trying to help Solo Sikoa to the triple team, but this is where we heard Sami Zayn's music play, like, ooh, oh. This is where him and Jimmy Uso came out because Jey Uso then came out for two reasons. One, Tonga Loa wasn't in this match, and this would be unfair for the new bloodline, like to be too outnumbered. And secondly, he has his match against Drew McIntyre earlier, which wish him the best of luck on that match. But this is where Sami got Jacob Fatu while Jimmy Uso got Tama Tonga to start throwing fists right to the new bloodline. Is where Roman Reigns then finally got a one-on-one contest with Solo Sikoa. Like, well, we thought when Sami Zayn did through Jacob Fatu riding the Simba Steel Steps, like if he was one of the Tongans, while Jimmy Uso threw Tama Tonga right to the ring post, right to the face. This is where we got Jimmy Uso and Sami Zayn got in them with Solo. This is where we got Jimmy Uso ducks out of both Jimmy Uso and Sami Zayn duck out of a double clothesline that Solo Sikoa had for them, like if he was his uncle Umaga when he did that back in 2008 to Randy Orton and John Cena, like when there was a 2-on-all handicap match, I guess you could say, like when that one time that Randy Orton and John Cena main evented Monday Night Raw, when they teamed up with each other against everybody in the Monday Night Raw roster. Like, yeah, I would say everybody, including Cody. Jimmy Uso hit a super kick after ducking that. Roman Reigns looked like he was about to get the win when Roman Reigns goes for the spear. That's where I thought this was going to be it right here itself, when Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso call for another official because Solo Sikoa knocked out the other one, that spike. That's where fans counted the 10 before this referee came in. That's where he finally came in, counted 1, counted 2. But Solo, like of all time, hit the right shoulder up at the last second of 2.9999. Zayn came in. They were like to their OTC by saying, like, no, don't worry, you still got this. And it's where the Sami and Jimmy is like if you excuse us, like after their encouraging words to the OTC, it's like we got the new bloodline we need to take care of, Jacob and Tama. This is where was about to attempt to go for another spear, but I thought this was going to be lightning does not strike twice situation. But no, this is where, like, before he can even attempt to do the move, somebody kicks him in the gut and stunners him. You will not believe who it is. And it's the guy that's been put through hell by the OTC himself. And that is the man that's been trying to win the Undisputed Championship or Universal Championship at the time, like from Roman Reigns. And that was Kevin Owens by stunnering him, like stun gun him right into the upper right corner side, saying like, "Remember me, Roman?" And it's where Kevin Owens asking Solo to go to Roman, saying, "Delete him, delete." Like if he's Matt Hardy, like I was like, I understand why is he doing that right now? Like, come on, like erase him, delete him, evaporate him from this universe and never be on top ever again. And it's where Solo Sikoa to try to go for a cover. It's where I was like, no, not in this way. And this where this was starting to be intriguing. All right, but it's where Roman Reigns kicked out at the last second himself at 2.99999, double triple nine minus 0.1, away from being 3 of the 9doms. This is where the Kevin Owens then started hitting some strikes right on the Roman Reigns. But guess who comes out like was still in the suit on with his theme song coming on when Kevin Owens was about to attempt to go for the package power driver right onto Roman Reigns like he did to Cody and Randy. And yep, I spoke his name and it was Cody Rhodes, which Cody Rhodes came out, started throwing some fists right onto Kevin Owens. Like, and this is where Cody Rhodes had took off his dress jacket off. This is where Kevin Owens kneed him in the gut, threw him to the right side, but Cody Rhodes caught on to the right corner and his mentor Randy Orton, like when he does the RKO, this is where he was like, yeah, like you want some more, Kevin? This is where he brought him some more by sending him right over by throwing him right over the barricade after hitting some right strikes like a couple of times. That's where they brought out to the audience. That's where it was back to Roman and Solo, and that's where and everybody was getting involved. Like if this was a WrestleMania caliber match, that's where we got Roman Reigns was about to hit this is where the Roman Reigns tried to go for a Superman punch, but I guess he already hit that maneuver, so that did not work because he already hit that maneuver. The Viking did not strike twice, but what did strike twice because he found a double whammy card on the left side was an extra spear that he did onto Solo Sikoa, which he successfully did onto him. But not only that, while he was in the upper right side, he found the triple whammy card of to get the third time as a charm, like in 3 times in a row. Like right after Solo Sikoa got back up on that, when Roman Reigns did the ooh-wah pose and spears him yet again for a 1, 2, 3. And the winner of this match, and finally, is the only tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and they did a super phenomenal job on this execution of this contest. Even though some might say maybe they should have did a no contest like to continue things like until WrestleMania, but since they had this Netflix show, like this was probably the best place to have them win right here. This is where we saw Roman Reigns wins the match. This is where Roman Reigns did. That's where then he walks out of there with the Ulafala. This is where then. That's where Paul Heyman's like, "You did it, my tribal chief." Like, yeah, like I knew you could do it. This is where it did. This is where Roman Reigns did put his head like right up. This is where he's like, "Yes, like I actually did it. I literally did." This is where Paul Heyman's like, "Yeah, you did it, my tribal chief. I am so happy for you," or something like that. This is where he puts on the Ulafala. This is where it did. This is where he tied up his hair. This is where he was like, "Okay, like you like." You want to put you want to put it all around me. This is where then he kneeled down so Paul Heyman could do so. But this is where The Rock came out. This is where he's like no, like we're not gonna be doing this right here. This is where The Rock went. This is where The Rock went right into the ring. This is where then he looked directly to Paul Heyman. He's like, "May I?" And this is where Paul Heyman's like, "Yes, sir, my final boss." Like this is where then. This is where The Rock gave him looks like, "Thank you so much." Like this is where he was like, "It's an honor to give this to you, like my tribal chief, and I acknowledge you." With him putting the Samoan lei right onto him, right around his neck, which he finally got his Ulafala back, and he now finally can call himself the only tribal chief. When fans start chanting OTC, but this time it stands for the only tribe rather than the original because Solo Sikoa is no longer the tribal chief. And I'm surprised they showed him acknowledging him, but this is where The Rock kind of gave him a look like if they're teasing something like this, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Especially when he took off his shades, he was like, yeah, like I remember. This is where he put out his hand. This is where they shook hands at the end. This is where Roman Reigns, I guess, kind of thanked. This is where they gave each other a hug because they are cousins. This is where he was like, "Yeah, like congratulations, and I acknowledge you, my tribal chief." Didn't say it on the microphone, but he said it in his ear. This was a very great moment of seeing Roman Reigns finally claim his spot as the real tribal chief, and not no guy that's pretending to be by claiming to acknowledge him for no given reason. This is where fans start chanting like, "We acknowledge you," and this is where they put their ones up in the air. But that's where we got things like getting prepared for the Visionary and the Second City Saint, like which was later on. But this is where we move on to the next slide. But what are your thoughts on this match? Let me know in the comments. But I think they did a super terrific job. It looked like a match that would main event WrestleMania. And do you think they should main event a WrestleMania like into this? Like if they ever revisit this feud between Roman and Solo, let me know down in the comment section right down below. But if there's a possibility in the next couple of years, I would be well invested into this because they did a super. Everybody involved, like with Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso helping out Roman, and even Cody Rhodes helping because Kevin Owens getting involved and trying to get this. I guess you could say, justice and revenge on the Roman Reigns of putting him through hell, like from not him beating him for the Universal Championship, from his tries, like from over the past 4 or 5 years, actually 5 years now, because it started back in 2020, but oh no, we're about to be, but that's where we got another vignette of a tease from this particular luchador, which we're not going to get into by name, even though it's kind of obvious with this, with a little bit of his logo showing on the top, like it looks like into a mask, even though they didn't and say him by name, but they'll just continue to teasing him like over the weeks. And when do you think what's his name? Penta El Ziedo Miedo could make his return, or make his debut, I mean. Which we're gonna get into that in just a moment, but this is where we got everybody like was backstage, like from the likes of Carmelo Hayes, from the likes of what's her name? Grayson Waller, Austin Theory of Great Town Down Under, what's her name? Zoe Stark,